you can come in. We can start. So during this time, why don't you share a little bit about yourself? Because it sounds like not many people have a better understanding of Hindus. I've noticed that a lot. Not that many people have a better understanding of Hindus and where do they come from. And their story didn't start from 1947. It's way before that, from the British Empire and the early days before the Abrahamic religions arrived.
Mhm. Okay. The word Hindu came from the word Sindhu. Sindhu is a river in Pakistan, present
Sindh,
day
right?
Pakistan.
Sindhis.
Sorry.
Sindhis, right? Sindhis.
No, Sindhu is a river.
Oh.
Sindhu Ghati Sabhyata, that is Indus Valley civilization in English, is a civilization based on a water source in present day Pakistan. Okay, that is the word of the river Hindu. I mean, origin of the word Hindu, because the Arabs could not pronounce her. Sorry, sir. So they replaced sir with her. So Sindhu became Hindu. Any people who are living east of the river Sindhu became Hindu.
Ah, now that's interesting. I bet you not a lot of people know that how this see, this is what I said before. Everybody had a transformation. People who are they are today, that's not who they were before. So that makes sense. Sindhus
Mm.
became Hindus. Keep going.
People did not come from a different place. They lived here for thousands of years. The religion, I cannot call it a religion because it's a dharma. It's called Sanatana Dharma or Shashwata Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means eternal dharma or
So it's kind of
sorry.
like fix me. So it's kind of like your oath to your home and your oath to the land. Not really a religion, but your dharma, kind of like your oath to the land. Correct?
No, it is not towards the land. It's for example. Let me give you give you an example. I'll go this way. Okay, a child is born. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then the child grows up, becomes a student, goes to a goes to a school, becomes a student. Okay, student will have a dharma. They should learn the teaching what their teachers are teachers are providing the knowledge. They should grasp as much knowledge as they can and outperform their student behavior. They should be the
Ah, that's
best student.
interesting. You taught me
Okay.
something new. I didn't know that there was an entity called Sindhu, and Sindhus became well Hindus. That's very interesting
Mhm.
to know because I said that many times that there's a before story and after story. Everybody has one. There's no
Mhm.
entity or religion that does not have a before story and after story. So that is very interesting to know. So how did your journey begin before the Abrahamic religions arrived?
Okay. This is more than 7,000 years old. Anyways, I'll get back to the example. The student will grow up and he decides to become a teacher in the same school where where he was a student. Okay. Then that becomes a teacher's dharma,
Ah,
or
that's pretty
which is
interesting.
called as Brahmana.
Brahmana. So
Brahmin.
keep going in your journey.
Brahmin.
Like so,
Yeah.
before everything has
Brahmins are
arrived, go.
Brahmins are intellects or teachers. They are highly associated with the teaching or spreading knowledge. Okay, and when he decide when okay there was a requirement in the military, so the teacher quits his job and joins the military. Okay, army. So he learns the fighting skills. So he becomes a soldier. Soldier
So
in
that's named
Sanskrit.
after like a Hindu Dava, right? You're giving an example of how the Hindu Dava stands itself as a military group, right?
Not exactly. Not exactly. See, a soldier in Sanskrit is called kshatriya. Kshatriya is a warrior or a soldier. Okay, his dharma is to defend his people with honor, not like killing civilians. Okay, he can fight only the army. Army to army fighting is okay, because that's what they signed up for. Okay, and then the requirements of fighting is over. He comes back home, and he decides to become a trader. Okay, he learns selling skills, and he becomes a trader. Okay, the trading is called as vaishya. Vaishya, varna, it's a varna. Varna is a, it's not a caste based system,
Okay,
it is a
yeah, but
varna
I
system.
want you to share a little bit about your history before we get into that part. Share your early history being Hindus and how did your journey begin before the Abrahamic religions, or so
Mhm.
people can
Yeah,
have a better
I'll come to
understanding.
that. I'll come to that. Let me give you the basic stuff first. Okay,
Oh,
and
interesting.
then see, when you learn how to sell, okay, you become a trader. Trader is a vaishya in Sanskrit. Okay, it is not exactly caste. It is based on job description, and then there is a requirement for physical labor. Then he becomes a shudra. Shudra in English is a dalit, or it's in Sanskrit it is shudra, or a physical labor. These are varna. Varna means occupational classification. Okay, and the core philosophies of Hinduism is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is doing your righteous duty. Artha means financial. Kama means kind of make love or reap.
Okay. At the end of the
And
stream, give me these four terms. So I'll put it in the description box and I'll put those so people can study what they are. So, like about like what? Oh, 4,000 years ago, maybe longer than that. So, when you guys lived on the land, and there's a like, when the Abrahamic religion, the first religion that arrived, that would be Judaism, and you helped out Jews. How did your journey like begin as Hindus before the Abrahamic religions have
yeah.
arrived?
I'm giving you the foundation of that. That is the core philosophy. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is righteous duty. Artha is financial. You earn well, and Kama is you reproduce or make love. Make love for reproduction. Okay, you need to transfer your legacy to the next generation. And moksha is nirvana, like you break the circle of life and birth and attain the oneness of God. Okay, most of the people here have a stereotype about Hindus or Sanatana Dharma, that there are 33 million gods. No, God is just one, and it is supported by Bhagavad Gita, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 8. Okay, I am the source of all creation. And people think that God has a form. No, God does not have a form. And God himself has said that I'm the source of formless Brahman. It is 430, no, it is 417 or something like that, I forgot. Okay, and it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is it's a conversation between two people. One who is a warrior, and he in the battlefield he decides not to fight, and then
Oh, okay.
Krishna starts giving
But
him.
first, Rogo has a question for you. Like
Mhm.
one of my people down there, he wrote, so like he wants to have a better understanding what we're talking about. Do you want to reply in the chat to let him know? Like we're letting people have a better understanding of a Hindu history, how it began, and how did your journey begin before the Abrahamic religions arrived, and why the Hinduism is part of the pagan ancestry, because that's how life began before the Abrahamic religions arrived.
It is not letting me type.
It's not letting you
I'm
type.
not sure.
Oh,
Mhm.
Pace Rogo, I am on my phone for stream today because I'm waiting for my membership to renew and my laptop's closed due to that. So we are reviewing today that why do Hindus hold an important role? Because in early time, before all the religions have arrived, they were the pagan ancestry who believed in like
Mhm.
different things, multiple forms of God, before like the Abrahamic symbols arrived. That would be like Judaism, what do you call it, Christianity, and then of course Islam, which is why most of the lands are under these religions due to that history today. But before
Mhm.
their arrival, there were many other ancestry pagan religions, and Hinduism is one of them, which is what makes Hindus really, really old. Just like in the Middle East, the oldest beings you will find would be the Iraqis, the great
Hinduism is the
Iraqis.
oldest, first, and the oldest surviving pagan religion. It's not exactly pagan religion. It is a pagan form of life. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
way
The
of life.
early for That's what I mean by pagan ancestry, where all these
Mhm,
people lived like before
mhm.
the Abrahamic religion arrivals.
Okay, let me continue. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is a set of conversation
Thank you for the
between Krishna.
subscribe. Thank you, Pisroga. Yes, I'm gonna renew my membership at the end of this month. I'll use my streaming the how I did since my debit card got lost, so it's on hold for payment. I'm waiting for it to come this week, and hopefully it does. Then I'll do my streaming studio again since I can't renew the subscription without my new debit card. But thank you for subscribing my channel. And yeah, today's topic, I want people to have a better understanding of Hindus because of what's around and things like that. If people have an early, better understanding of the past, they will understand why the world is like this today. Everybody has a before and after. And I think people should have like a better understanding of the Hindus too. So they know where do they come from and why do they don't blend in with like, Christians, Muslims, and well, of course, they already saved the Jews, but in the end, this is their worship. This is what they're going to continue. If you understand them, you will understand why. So go ahead.
Okay. See, again, coming back to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita is a set of conversation between Krishna and Arjuna.
So who's Krishna?
And
Who is like Krishna? Like how do you
Krishna
see
is an
Krishna?
avatar. It's seventh or eighth avatar of Vishnu. Vishnu or the Paramatma is the one supreme being, and humans have a limitation to see or experience God. Okay, we have a
That's how
limitation
I
of the
heard
three
Krishna.
things.
To be honest, that's what
Yeah.
I've seen in like most of the ZTV and early days dramas that used to be, that Krishna is a format of like how you believe in God and how Hindus used to,
Mhm,
because I learned from those dramas a little bit about like Indian culture
mhm,
and Hindu things like that. How some of the Hindu ladies, they would go to the temple for their personal mission or almost anything, and they would do like their worship like this, looking at the statue, things like that, based on some of the stuff that you're telling me. It's your like traditional things and certain things.
mhm. Yeah. As per that, God does not have any form. However, people find different ways. They are free to do whatever they want. There is a snake temple, there is a Hanuman temple, there is a Donald Trump temple. uh,
I seen some of those
People
in
worship.
TV shows.
Yeah,
Don't get
people
me
worship
wrong, I seen those
Donald
in
Trump
TV
as well.
shows. I seen those in
Yeah.
TV shows. I remember those.
They are free to worship whoever they want, but the end goal is to have devotion in God. And there are something called as deities. People confuse deities with God. No, deities are not God. They are kind of toll collectors. You can call them toll collectors because people other than Indians don't understand the concept of deity. They have the kind of
So I have
God
a
to
question for you. Maybe you can,
messenger.
and
Sorry.
maybe that it's gonna attract the guests too. So, like,
Mhm,
what's the concept of like how I want people to have a better understanding, because people in school get very very confused when
mhm,
like Hindus or somebody from India does not like to eat the cow or touch the cow, and they feel kind of offended. So
mhm.
what's like what in our case it would be considered like a sacred animal or an ancient animal. Why do you guys take like what links do you guys have with the I would call it the sacred animal? What links do you have with the cow that it means like
Okay.
a lot in your
Yeah,
religion?
yeah. Cows are sacred, and we don't worship cows. We respect cows. There's a difference. And people are free to worship whatever they want. They worship. Some people worship sun. Some people worship uh, uh, Trump, anything. They are free to do whatever they want. And even in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that I am the supreme one. Yeah, worshipping something else does not make any sense. You can worship me. You can have devotion in me rather than
But
worshiping
some
other
kids in
worshiping.
like schools, right? Like whether it's a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim, whenever they ask like somebody from India,
Hmm.
especially a Hindu, they're like I know an Indian female told me when I was, because a lot of the kids were like bullying her in school about like the
Hmm.
cow, and they were making fun of her a lot. So one day I asked her, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, she's like, the cow stands for kind of like mother, mother as in God, and
Yes,
that's why we
I
don't
was
eat the
about
cow.
to say that.
Yes,
See,
because a
in
lot of the
older
kids
days.
mocked her in school for that. Like, oh, it's so weird and things like that. So I didn't want her to get embarrassed because the principal assigned me to look after her. She didn't have any friends. The only one she had was me, unfortunately, because she was new from India. All three of her sisters were. So whenever kids would mock
Mhm.
her, like, oh, you worship a cow, and she would like, no worship. It's the symbol of God, and mother is God, like things like that. So like, true, right? That was true what she
Uh,
said, right?
Uh, yeah, in older days when there was no internet and computers, etc., people used to live in villages and they used to um, not buy stuff. They were something like grow and consume. That's it. They did not even trade. They did not even do a barter. Okay, that during those days, cow was considered as something like equivalent of mother.
That's what
You
she
can't
said.
kill your mother, right?
That's
It
what
is
she
a
said.
family.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what she said in school. In the Clear Lake High School, it's like the cow equals to a mother. We can't make fun of it. We can't kill it, and we can't supposedly cannot eat it. Which is why I guess like so most of the Hindus that I've met from India, even though I can go to
Hmm.
India with the American passport, the Pakistani people can't. But like most of the Indians that I've met, they're more into vegetarian food because of
Hmm.
the ancient times. They're not used to
No, no,
like,
no, 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 no. That is not. That is incorrect.
really?
I'll
Because
tell you.
most of
I'll
the
tell you
Indians
later.
said that to me, that we prefer being
No,
vegetarian. That should be very interesting
no,
to know from you. Go ahead,
no, no,
please.
no. Okay. See, cow. See, for example, do you have a cat or a dog?
Neither. Even if I would
Neither?
prefer
Okay.
kitten, but yeah,
Just
but go
just
ahead.
assume that you have a cat. Okay.
Hmm.
If you have a cat, do you eat the cat? That is a pet, and it is considered as a family, right? And
Hmm.
people who have cows in their house, they consider this as a family, and that is not a kind of meat material.
No, but I'm referring to like other
Mhm.
animals. Like, do you guys kill any other animals, or you 90% vegetarians?
Oh,
What the
about
Indians told
that,
me.
yeah. It is not 90%, it is 30 to 40%. There are certain dietary restrictions in based on the work we do. Okay, an intellect or a person who thinks does not need a meat to survive. He can eat plant food and he can have a rational mind.
Because I
People
know
who,
most of the food you showed me in your travel journeys, that's in my Discord server, like 90% were
mhm,
like, I was
no,
shocked myself. Where do you get all these
no,
foods from that were like made this way? But yeah, that is very interesting because most of the Indians that I met, like even
mhm,
Bollywood stars, most of them were vegetarian. But that is actually very interesting to know that that's not a policy that you have to remain vegetarian, because a lot of the people
mhm.
they didn't know. And let's see, most of the people are coming in. You want to say hello? Vendel, you can say hello. You're so sweet.
So, hi,
Oh, hi, my Indian
guys.
friends. Hi. Yes, I want people to have no matter what the politics say, how history say, I want people to have a better understanding of Hindus, because I have many Hindu friends, and only a Hindu can tell better what is history compared to anybody
Mhm,
else. And I see it that way. So that's why I invited him here today, to have like people to have a better understanding where does Hindu culture come from
mhm.
before the arrival of the Abrahamic religions. So
Yeah,
like I
and
remember in the early
mhm,
days, like, right? So the first religion that has arrived, which would be Judaism, because you have a history of helping Jews. So, like
Mhm.
in your history, how did, like, of course, I know, duh, Islam forced you guys to convert, but how did the Christians arrive?
Okay. Before that, let's see the origin of that. Okay, Abrahamic religion. There was no Abraham. There was no Sarah. It was a Brahma
I
became
can never say that.
Abraham.
Here, I'll try it in front of
Abraham.
my fans. You can make fun of me. Okay, ready, guys? All my Indian friends. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
saying it the first time. Every time you say, I can never say it right. Abrahamra. Did I
A
say it right? Did I say
A
it right?
or Brahma. Brahman or
Okay, I'll try one last time. I can say Saraswati, but I can never say that. Okay, let's try it one last time.
Brahma. Brahma.
Brahma. Did I say it right?
Brahma. Just put before that.
I give up, yeah. Just give up. I give up. I can
A
never say that
Brahma.
right.
Abraham. Abrahma became Abraham. It is just a misspelled word for Abraham.
So, like, my question to you is so people can have a better understanding about your Hindu history. How did they slowly arrive time to time while you were there? And, like,
Yeah,
of course,
that
so, like,
was because of a trade between India and many countries like Europe and Japan, China. India used to trade more than 3,000 years ago. Okay,
that is very
slowly there
interesting.
was a exchange of culture, language, etc. Even in many European languages, it is highly influenced by Sanskrit. For example, Zeus. Zeus is very similar to Indra, and Poseidon is very similar to Samudra Devata. That means ocean deity.
So, like, okay,
That's
so I want you
Poseidon.
to start from the days of, like, so people can go from the time trail, they can understand. Okay, so first start with Zoroastrianism of days of
Mhm.
Iran, because, like, that would be also considered they've been taken over by the Abrahamic religions, like the
Yeah.
Christianity and
Okay. Coming
Islam.
back
So,
to this
start from there. Go
origin.
ahead.
Coming back. Coming back to the origin. A Brahma became Abraham, and Saraswati. The first five letters, Saras, became Sarah. Okay, and they have something like it's kind of belief system. We don't follow any belief system.
That's what you told
Uh,
me. You told me that long ago that you guys don't really follow any of these belief, which is why most of the time you guys go through like a difficult time. People force you to convert, even though we don't like our people for that. We call that very
mhm.
stupidity. Just mind your own
They
business. They don't
buy
know how to do that.
people.
But yeah.
They don't forcefully convert. It's called induced conversion. It is not forced conversion. Islam is a different issue, but Christianity, they buy people. They spend a lot of money, and they say, "Come to our religion. We will provide you this. We will provide you that."
So start from
So
Zoroastrianism, like make your way from
yeah,
Zoroastrianism, and then I would say would be
Zoroastrian.
Judaism.
Zoroastrian are mainly Iranian people,
Mm-hmm.
and even they worship fire and peacock, etc. It is very, very similar to what Indians respect. Indians respect fire, or and even they
So
worship
that
fire as well.
that makes sense. That's why you guys, I was reading about
Mhm,
that. That's why you guys have like a ancient ancestral connection to
mhm,
Iran and Afghanistan due to
mhm,
that time period, correct?
mhm. Yep, yep. See, these they were Farsi or Persian. Okay, they had a different ethnicity. Right now, they have kind of spoiled their ethnicity with
They're under
something
the
called Iran.
Abrahamic religions. That's what the
Yeah,
land the globe is under
no, no,
currently in
forget
history,
about
right?
religion. Forget about religion. The ethnicity,
They
they
would be
identified
Farsi,
themselves
right?
as
They were
Persian. Now
Farsi,
they
right?
have, yeah, Farsi or Persian. Now they have become Iran. The term Iran is a total disrespect for the ethnicity of Persians.
That's
And
interesting.
due to this trade, there was a huge lot of cultural exchanges, their language exchanges, and they used to learn about Hinduism and deities and avatars, etc.
So
Okay,
how
and
did Judaism arrive? Like, because I was reading about that in your early history, that how you guys have an ancient connection as the U.S.
Mhm,
Hindus in India, which is known for a Hindu nation, but you guys are secular. That's why you have everybody else.
mhm,
But like, as a Hindu nation from ancient times, days of the pagan belief, you did
mhm,
have connections to the Iranian religion, and then so in the middle of this time trail, how did go slowly so people can have a better understanding, when did all the symbols, like, arrive, like how did Jews
yeah.
arrive throughout that time? I believe you guys rescued them, but where were they at when you rescued them?
It's okay. Jews. Wait, 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 wait. See, there was a tribe called as Yaduvamsha. Yaduvamsha is like I will not call them. Vamsha means lineage. Yadu is Krishna. It's not exactly Krishna's lineage, but it was some tribe of Krishna. Okay, there is a mention that this particular one tribe has escaped India towards north west, towards northwest, and then there is no mention of their and no mention of what happened to them. So we assume that they were either Zoroastrians or they were Yahudis. Yaduvamshi were misspelled as Yahudi. This is a speculation. There is no confirmation for that. Don't get too much into it. Okay, Yaduvamshi is misspelled as Yahudi and or Zoroastrians. Maybe I'm not too sure.
So like,
And they
so
used to.
what I was reading
Mhm,
about your history, like, so the ancient times, I'm probably gonna have to get an Iraqi speaker if I can find one. In the ancient times of Mesopotamia, when they arrived to fight Babylon, and you guys
mhm.
kind of like rescued them from Babylon, correct? True or false?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
That's where that history takes
no, not
place. From there.
rescued. We provided them political asylum.
Really? Because some people say you rescued them. That is interesting, but okay.
That was 70 years ago. That was not 2,500 years ago.
Oh wow. Well, that will
When
so like that's where that
Alexander,
take place. Like so
Babylon, or there were many landers in Israel.
yeah, so that's what
Uh,
I'm saying. So, like, which
mhm,
is known as Iraq, the greater Iraq was known as Mesopotamia in the early days, where
yep.
Babylon was as also. So, like, when the Israelites, I would say the first religion, when the first Abrahamic religion arrived through the Torah, as they say, we arrived through the Torah to the Holy Land granted to us, which was why they fought Babylon and all of them became Jews throughout time. But, like, that's when you guys enter the scenery, like in history, that's where your history connects. Like, somewhere in time.
Mhm,
You connect it through that time period. Now, as we are sailing into time period deeper down, now you would want to teach everybody how to, like, so those are the education of the Jews coming in your story as Hindus. Now, how
yeah.
did Christianity in the chapter of Christianity begin in Hindu history?
Mhm. Okay. Before that, the Jews, there was a series of attacks on Israel. Okay, and Jews came to India in more than 3 or 4 waves. Okay, and during that, India was under rule of a person called Ashoka. Okay, and during his rule, there is a mention of do not provide political asylum to outsiders. If you want to support them, provide food and keep them out of your boundaries. That was proven wrong for the Jews because they did not create any kind of problem in India. But now that particular statement is coming true for illegal settlers like Bangladeshis. And when it comes to Christianity, the first missionary came to India about 2000 years ago, I guess.
Was that through the British Empire by chance? When where
No,
you have a
no.
history? No.
British
Go
came to
ahead.
India in around 1500s or 1600s.
Oh wow, that is very interesting.
Muhammad Ghori came at, Bakhtiyar Khilji attacked India 1200 AD, I guess. That is 800 years ago. And Muhammad Ghori and Ghaznavi and all these guys, there was waves and waves of attack, Islamic invasion. They were prevented by, like, first attack was in the Kabul. Kabul was part of India back then,
Right?
and
Isn't
it was
Kabul part of
attacked.
a? Isn't a? Pardon me for a second. Isn't Kabul part of what's currently today in a part of Afghanistan history? Right? Currently,
Yeah,
like that one
yeah,
term, right? Oh wow.
yeah.
Keep going.
Kabul was a country back then. It was not country; it was kind of state of India, and it was attacked. Kabul fell, and for next 500 years, India kept pushing the Islamic invaders back. And there was a person called as Bappa Rawal.
Wait.
Okay,
Okay. So first, review
Rawalpindi is named.
Christianity before you come to Islam. Review the Christianity part before you come to
Oh,
Islam.
okay, okay. I jump on the story. Okay.
Yeah, first
Anyway,
review
yeah,
Christianity, then of course last would be Islam. But yeah,
Christianity.
review Christianity
Hmm.
so people can have an understanding. How did the Christians and the religion arrive to India? Because I don't think a lot
Mhm.
of people have a better
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
understanding even today that how is Christianity linked to the land until you tell us a Hindu point of view your history. How did it arrive?
Yeah. I guess his name is Thomas. He arrived in India 2000 years ago. You cannot convert Indians with philosophy because Indians can speak better philosophy than anyone.
Because of
Yeah,
the early
philosophy
history.
or
Because
word
of
of
the early
God,
history.
revelation. Sorry, yeah, revelation, etc. They could not even convert 50 people. That guy, Thomas, who came to India 2000 years ago, he could not even convert 50 people because Indians are not subjected to such conversions. Because I don't know.
So just
It
like
is.
Zoroastrianism, when
Mhm,
Iran was like Persia back then, just like some
mhm,
of the holy books say Persia. So back in the
mhm,
day, it seems like a similar procedure, doesn't it? That a lot of the Christians, when they arrived in the times of Persia, whoever the leader was
mhm,
back day in Persia for Christianity,
mhm,
they kind of encourage people to convert to Christianity because I know a lot of the Christians have their own history. Personally, I know many Christians. Like I said, I encourage
mhm,
Christians to speak their own history so people can have
mhm,
understanding, which is why most of the global lands belong. Call me completely crazy on this. Most of the global lands belongs to, well, unfortunately, it belongs to Christians due to so many things they have in their personal history for land, almost anything, right? So
mhm.
that's where Christianity come in. Days of Thomas, and not many people could convert to Christianity because it's against your faith. You were never
Yeah,
forced to.
it's not against the faith because Indians
Well,
are
that's a
inclusive
that's a
people.
bad term. Excuse me. I think a better thing to say is Hindus were part of their ancestry throughout with time, and they never really converted to anything. But how many
Yep.
people converted into time by any chance that they're Christians today?
See, India extended from Afghanistan, from Saudi till Japan.
I
It
remember
was
you
kind
telling
of,
me about Japan. You told me about Japan, that
yeah.
Japan used to be part of
See,
like
even
Hinduism.
Japan has similar deities like Benzaiten, Kangzaiten, all this stuff. They are very, very similar to Hindu gods, Hindu deities. And what Po or what? I'm not too sure. There is a temple in Thailand which is temple of Vishnu. It is a sleeping Buddha or whatever they call it. That is actually Vishnu.
Oh,
It's a huge temple, and the largest temple is not in India. Largest temple is in Cambodia.
oh wow, that is so interesting to know. I feel like a lot of people, if they just look into everybody's history and know a little bit about them, they can learn so much. How interesting is that? That the
Yeah,
biggest Hindu temple is not even in India. It's there. That's something
yeah.
historical thing to remember and look into. Anybody who it is, dang.
Yeah, during those days, there was a dynasty called Chola. Chola is the longest ruling dynasty in the world. They ruled for 1500 years. Chola Empire was from the ports of Dubai till Indonesia, Philippines, what's that thing? Uh, Vietnam. His rule was pretty. His kingdom was pretty big, and they did not impose any kind of religion, language, etc. They had their own pockets. They spoke different languages, different philosophies, etc.
Were they
They did
atheists or
not.
something? Like, were they atheists or something? If they didn't believe
No,
in like a
no, they
religion?
were strong Hindus. They were strong Hindus. They spoke a language called Tamil, but they did not impose Tamil on Indonesia or any other country which they ruled. They
You know,
respected the
you know
local
what's
language.
interesting? You just taught me something new. So that means if anybody says that Hindus are not old, you just hit me right to the brain by all your education today. Hindus are old because if they are not old, there's no way in possibility you could have took Jews from Babylon. Since you are the oldest
There
creatures,
is a Hindu statue which is 28,500 years old.
dang, dang, wow.
28,500 years. That is 26,500 BC.
This is the time period where Muslim and Christians didn't exist. Like it's just the Jews arrived
That,
from their
no,
religion.
you are wrong.
What?
Forget
We
about
did
Muslims and
exist.
Christians.
We
Wait,
exist.
wait, wait. I'll drop a truth bomb on you. Wait now. Forget about Christians and Muslims. Humans did not exist as per Bible.
Not, but you guys were there. That's so interesting, man. Like I tell
Yeah,
you, learn about Hindus. It's so interesting to know. They know so much from
yeah,
the ancient time period. It's. I'm gonna take my glass. It's insane. They know so much.
uh, have you been to Medina? Mecca? Sorry, Mecca.
Not recently, no. That was almost like 10
Okay.
years or more ago.
Go to Mecca and you will find the bloodline of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, that
Huh?
is 43 generations to Adam. Adam is the first person's DNA which Muhammad carries.
You know that is so freaking weird. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been looking for Adam's name since like learned about it in my
Yeah, I will
childhood,
send
but
you that.
people
You don't
don't
know
bring
that?
him up. People don't bring up like who
I
was
have
Adam.
it. I
Radicals
have it. I
just
will
bring
send you
up
that.
Muhammad. That's a stumpy question you got me again. Who was Adam? Why don't people bring him up?
Yeah, Adam is a lie. He did not exist. But the thing is, people believe in him, right? Let them believe. That is their belief system. Let them carry on their thing. No problem with that. But when you do a back search of all the generations, then the calculation does not fit. Because even through the bloodline of uh, hmm, this thing that is 43 generations, even if you put Noah, who lived about 950 years, and then even if you calculate two prophets like that, the best time you can get is 4,500 years. And in Christianity you'll find Adam existed 5,500 years ago,
Oh wow.
and even the same in Judaism. Actually, it is copied from Judaism. Anyways, that is where their belief.
I think the problem is that people do not want to review time, even though some of these names existed. It's all about
Mhm.
listening. They've all been there, but the books and the time period and the actions were all developed throughout time, just like how I pointed out makes sense. Like when the Judaism, the Torah arrived and they arrived to the Holy Land of Israel as instructed.
Oh,
Well, the Mesopotamia was there, And
Hmm.
if you guys didn't exist, how, just like I asked this to the Hackstar before, one of my members, if you didn't exist before, how could you possibly rescue them from Babylon? You got to be there to rescue them.
Yeah. uh, See, if you go to countries like Thailand or Vietnam, Cambodia, etc., you'll find the culture or the worshipping mechanism is very much similar to Hinduism. Um, they consider themselves as Buddhists, but they're actually Hindus. They worship Shiva.
So, what do you have to
If
say
you go
about
to
the
Thailand,
early religion of polytheism? I could never say that right. Is it similar to your culture in the early days of Hinduism or no?
no
And
clue.
that
What is
took
that?
place in Greater Iraq, early days of Greater Iraq before the Israelites arrived.
No, you cannot date back anything more than 2000 years or 3500 years. 3500 years is when Judaism was born. You cannot date back any religion before that.
No, but they were a pagan ancestry. Like great, they, I would say I wouldn't say they had a religion, but they were kind of like worshiping like multiple warships in the early days of
See,
Mesopotamia. I read about
see,
that.
this word was created or propagated to make Hindus feel inferior or guilty. The word
Oh,
paganism. You say, yeah, you are a bloody pagan. Yeah, man, I'm a proud pagan. What's wrong in paganism? You worship
it's all
Jesus
about
idol?
understanding. People don't understand
Yeah.
what it was. People
See,
just don't know what it is. It's an ancient time period before the
yeah.
symbols of Abraham
Uh,
arrived. Like polytheism.
Abraham
Polytheistic.
Abrahamic religions worship Jesus statue. They offer them wine, etc. Muslims go to Mecca, throw stones at a wall, and kiss a stone. That is not called paganism. That is not called idol worship. Uh, considering shaitan in a wall is not called idolism or representation or whatever it is. But Hindu worshipping an idol in
You
the
guys do it like
representation
this,
of a
right? Because I
formless
learned this
god
off
is called
TV.
considered.
You hold your
Yeah,
hands like this. You don't bow, but you stand like this and pray,
yeah,
right? Because
like
I've never
humble,
seen you bow.
man.
I
Yeah,
know that.
it's called humble.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. And I was studying about Greater Iraq that even Iranians were quite like shocked at how Greater Iraq in the days of Mesopotamia is older because that's what studies say that's where Abraham was born. He used to scroll around there being born, but at the same time, it also links to when polytheism was there, things like that before
Hmm.
the Israelites arrived, and how these pagan worshippers did like multiple faiths of
You know
statue.
what? Rama existed 7,000 years ago. Krishna existed 5,000 years ago. Okay, there are some proof which says there is still an active bridge between India and Sri
I want
Lanka.
you to give me like a link, couple of links I'll put
Um,
in the description box where people can read
Indus
it.
Bridge. Indus Bridge.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Yes, if you can find one,
Uh,
and I'll also post it in the description box. So, like, it seems like
uh,
they may not be in the same time period, but like they had like similar actions. Like Christians arrived, and then of course the Muslims arrived, and they all like had one concept. Like early time was messed up. I'm not gonna say it was super great. It was a little messy, but like how people like Christians forced people to convert, Muslims did the same thing. The only
mhm.
reason Jews have a small portion because they didn't get a chance to do any of that stuff. They were always under like
Okay, got it.
Roman Empire, right? Where Romans adopted Christianity, they forced Jews to convert. If Jews had that power today, I think there would be a lot more Jews compared to Muslim and Christians, and even Hindus. But since they never had that authority to really like spread around, so
No, we don't. We don't. We did not. We don't want to spread the religion.
no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Abrahamic symbols. Like,
Yeah. See,
yeah,
any religion which wants to wants people to change their faith based on a ideology or theology is not exactly a religion. It is a um, cult with an agenda. That's it.
No, I agree with you. You're not wrong, but I'm just saying that Hindu is a
Because
sect of
just belief, blind belief, like there is a space god. Even in Hinduism, there is a concept called as verify. If
What
you
I'm
don't
trying to
want to
say is
believe,
like
then don't believe. That's it.
no, what I'm
But
trying to
they
point
did.
out is that
Mhm,
so like your family, your sect of group, right? You've
mhm,
always stayed in your circle and you never really like because your worship never said those things that you
mhm,
have to. You pretty much want to stay the way you are and how you lived life before the all the other
mhm.
religions are life, basically.
Yeah. See, a specific religion which says just you have to believe in a specific name of a god, and then rest every other belief is wrong as per them. That is an agenda. That's it.
No, I agree with you. It's all about like understanding. So I guess that everybody now has a better understanding about Hindus because not a
Mhm.
lot of people know that how did your beginning start? And
Yeah, I
like I
sent you
said,
the link.
they yeah,
That is scientific research. Check that. And that bridge is a floating bridge made from rocks that float on water.
that is so interesting. Like I said, if people
And
don't
scientifically,
understand,
it is like a where when molten lava falls directly into the sea or salt water, then it becomes porous, and the porous rocks float on water. It's kind
but
of coral rocks which came into contact of water when it was really hot.
wow.
That
No,
is
I'm just
actually
saying
lava.
that's interesting because like I said, if you didn't that's the biggest red flag history research anybody would want to do. If you didn't exist first, how did you rescue Jews? You
Mhm.
didn't have a problem. You were not in a war with anybody. You were already
See,
there.
the problem with Jews and Christianity and Islam is Jews never ever disturbed Hindus, so they lived in peace, and Hindus lived in peace. They did not bother each other. But Christianity is disturbing people by going to like underprivileged people, buying them out, giving them special benefits. For example, see, Muhammad Ghori and specifically, let me go back in time, okay? Like 800 years,
Do you have like a source or
Khilji,
article? Make sure you give me an
yeah,
article in my Discord inbox and I'll
yeah,
quote it for the next.
I will give you that. Khilji had a terminal cancer. He was terminally ill. He went to a university called Nalanda. Okay, they said, you are a kafir, and I will not eat anything what you give me. Okay, fine. If you can read Quran, then you'll be cured. Okay, fine. He read Quran for next 30 days. He was cured. And he asked the doctor that, how did you do that? He said, I applied the herbal medicine on the pages of your Quran. You have to lick your finger every time you turn the page. So that's how the medicine entered your body and it cured you. He became angry because he thought, how can a kafir have more knowledge than us? So he burned down three such universities, Nalanda, Takshashila, and one more. And there were
That
19 million
wait,
books
what?
in that university.
Oh my god.
And all those knowledge and all those books were lost in history
I
just
guess
because of a egoistic person.
I would say
And it
even
was
today, I would say even today people do not have a better understanding from before and after. Like the way I see the books, I tell this to my friends too, like learn from the religions that are like the pagan worshippers because they can tell you what happened in early time. And the Abrahamic religions like the Bible and the Torah is a preview what happened to the Jews before Christianity arrived. It says pretty much everything that already happened, like wars with Babylon and the cannons. That's the stuff that already happened. Now, when Christianity arrived, that's times of the Romans. What happened when? Christianity was a
Hmm.
religion and it was adopted official religion from the Romans. That's a time period for people to understand Christianity, that hey, this is what took place. And of course, Arabs say it themselves. The Arab Islamic conquest, just like Judaism came to the Mesopotamia instructed by the Torah. Some
Hmm.
Americans say it too, like because they fought the Native Americans. Native Americans would also be part of the um,
Hmm.
pagan ancestry, because that's who the Christians fought to declare America. And the Native Americans had their own practices in religion. They did. It wasn't Christianity.
See, people did not convert even after such Islamic, kind of Islamic invasions for centuries. Okay,
I know.
when British rendered India without money, then the best person was Mother Teresa. She came here with millions of dollars funded by Italy and other countries. And she said, okay, we will heal you. Just convert to our religion. Only then people started converting to Christianity or
Islam.
Islam.
Yeah.
When they were hopeless, feeling hopeless, because they had no food, they had no money, they had mm,
Just learn from the
millions of
Turks.
people.
Learn from the
Yeah,
Turks. I forgot
2 million
what the
people died of hunger
Turks.
because
Learn
two
from the
million people.
Turks. I'm
Hmm,
saying learn from the Turks. Weren't Turks forced to convert? The Turks, they were a separate group, and they go way back in the days, you know. Turks were
yep.
also forced to convert. They were a separate group, just like the Iranians.
It's
And
not forced to convert. Islam used forced conversion, but Christianity used kind of deception. Christianity has also forced conversion, like Inquisition of Goa and other places. Yeah, and some like they bought people. They purchase the religion of the people,
no, I
like Mother
understand that.
Teresa.
And that's what I'm saying. That actually, someone Jewish told me this. The Jews told me that, like someone like Shayna told me this. If Jews had that type of power, or they could, like, build some type of empire under the name, then they would be happy to, like, inspire people come to Judaism. But Jews in the early days didn't have any
No,
type of power like
Jews
that.
never converted people. They are kind of bloodline. They never ever converted people. Well, like one or two is fine,
No,
but
because from what I know, this is words from Jews themselves who educated
yep,
me. Because Jews are the ones who became, like, Christians, which is why
mm,
Judeo-Christian value exists.
yep, yep.
They became Christians. But my point is that when they arrived, they fought the pagans, like the pagan ancestry, right? And then more religions came to the line. They were left as the sect of circles. I was also studying that, the thing is, but you can look this up. Anybody can. The thing is, Jews are a sect of group with the bloodline, but the Christians and the Muslims, they're part of many sect groups, many multiple groups of the world. And that was pretty horrifying. I published that on my X too. Jews never joined another sect of group. They already are one, just like the Hindus are. But the Christians and the Muslims, they joined multiple sect of groups, like the Asians or the Greeks and some other
See,
groups. So many. It's
and
so
that is
confusing.
something.
It's confusing, but
See,
yes, so many
even
groups.
today, Indonesia is the largest Islamic country. Even today, there are Hindu festivals performed by Muslims in Indonesia.
That is so interesting to know. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people should understand this stuff so they can have a better understanding what somebody's saying.
People of Indonesia, they are not radicals because they had Hindu ancestry and they never lost their culture. They just converted into a different religion. So they are kind of fine because
Well,
I
that's what
have
I'm
been to
saying. Like,
Indonesia.
that's what a lot of the thing is. See, the Hindu and the Jews, they're sect of group, but the Christians and the
Mm.
Muslims are part of many sect groups, which is who they are, because that's where the religion comes, and that's what they did. They're part of many sect groups. Hindus, they've been a sect of group, and same for the Jews. But they're Muslims and the Christians. They're part of many sect groups due to, well, the symbols
In
of.
Indonesia, I had a debate with a taxi driver, and
Mm-hmm.
right in the middle of a highly populated place. And I debated with him about Islamic terrorism, and he admitted to that, and he admitted there is terrorism in Islam, and none of them were radical enough to harm me. And most of the people who are
The weird thing
standing beside us,
is, the weird thing is, you would probably agree with this too, is that the Muslim world does not agree with each other. Like, for example, what you taught me, you actually educated me that, and later a Christian confessed himself that, you know how you told me about that, the credit stuff is not in the Bible, but people do it anyway. There's like the nakab. The nakab is not in the Quran, but girls wear it
it is,
anyway.
it is
So
parda. Parda is something different, but these
yes,
people have taken it to a different level.
yes, that's what I'm saying. So like for example, the Sharia law, right? The Sharia law is supposed to teach you like how I'm dressed right now. It's supposed to be like just elegant enough, not exactly, uh, uh, wear like strip
Mm,
clothing. I'm
not
under.
exactly.
That's what I
There are
told. That's what,
there
because
are
that's how
verses
Jews,
which says women are commodities.
like that's how it is in UAE, and that's how my parents lived it too before the radical organization came to Pakistan. That just dressed a little culture and elegant, have a proper halal diet, do zakat, do your prayers 5 times a day, because these are the
These
similar,
all these concepts originated from Judaism.
because
It is
well,
not exactly. See, kafir is originated from a word
no, but
from
also you
Hebrew.
must understand, because that's like saying Ishmael's history is a lie. Ishmael also, Ishmael's part of the Arab ancestry. Arabs say it themselves. So why wouldn't some of our values come from Judaism due to that portion divided half? But some people like from the Yemenites, they're considered Arabs, but they don't really accept Saudi Arabs. Syrians, I wouldn't say Syrians are considered Arabs. I would say they're Muslims, but the Muslim world is divided. Now Syrians do not follow these type of values that the Jews have, because their history comes from the Ottoman Empire war, when they arrived much later, when Muhammad was already dead. Syrians did,
Mm.
Turks would be one of them. But some of these Arab nations, like the Yemenites, I forgot what they were called. The Jordanians were the Hashemites, and Saudis were just the Arabian Peninsula. That's all they were
Mhm.
back at the time, right? That's something a Jew
Yep.
educated me herself. It's not me. Someone Jewish educated me that, much older, wiser, right? So some of these values comes because of Ishmael's bloodline, and they were both there when Abraham was dead. They were instructed to come bury their father, and told, even though they didn't get along, they were told like, okay, after my death, I expect you both to have some capacity to have a little respect for each other while I'm gone. That's
Mhm.
how I see it. But not all the Muslim world sees those things, because some of them arrived after the Ottoman Empire war.
Mm. See, there were big dynasties in India, like King Vikramaditya, Ashoka, Cholas, Pandyas, Rashtrakutas. History does not speak about any of this. Indian education is so very lefticized that they have kicked out all the actual ones and talk about Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb and all this nonsense. Aurangzeb ruled India about 300 years ago or 400
Okay,
years ago.
I want you to inbox me like some of the leaders back in the ancient time, because you see, a lot of the people do not know India's history away from what India became now in a state in the British Empire. A lot of the people don't know about early days of Hindus and their personal history before the Jews come into the time trail. But like, yes, it's important for people to understand so they can understand the past and today. Of course, there are multiple disagreements, conversions. That's what history is about. But it's important to understand which time period do they come from, so they know start to finish how did life start. And the life officially starts with the pagan ancestry believers, like from that
Yeah,
time
that is
period.
more than 7,000 years old, right? Even today, there is a city of Krishna which is intact. Nothing has been destroyed, nothing has been stolen away. Everything is intact. You just need to dive. That's it.
I just know that I wouldn't say anything is copied off of Judaism, because then that's like saying Ishmael and Isaac's relationship is a lie. When Abraham
See, okay.
strictly said, history.
What do you think about Noah's Ark?
Who's that?
Noah's Ark,
What's that?
the great floods. There was a great flood, and Noah built a boat and filled with people, filled with animals, and then he survived the flood and took them to a safer place, etc.
I
Don't remember
don't
that?
think I've heard. I don't think I heard anything like that. No, but like
Yeah,
I
that
just
is in
know that.
every in that's it. That is in every religion. Every Abrahamic religion, yes, Noah's Ark. Do you know
I
where
just know.
is
I just know.
Noah
Like,
originated
okay,
from?
the only thing I do know is that some of the nations arrived after the Ottoman Empire war, compared to the Arabs
Forget
that.
Ottoman, I will tell you really, really old story. It is millions
Save
of
it
years
for
old.
next time. I have to end the stream today, but like I want people to save it for next time when we review something about the Ottoman Empire. We'll come up with that and review a little bit of the Middle East
Mhm.
from a Hindu experience. So I
Yeah,
want people to
I'll tell
understand.
you the origin of the thing, Noah's Ark.
Yes, we'll save that for next stream. So I want people to really understand the Hindu culture. It's no
Mhm.
myth as people see it like a myth. It's a real history. If Hindus didn't exist, who the heck saved Jews from Babylon? Just put it like that. They're the oldest creatures on the planet. Like, they are. People may run from this, deny this, and be like, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. If they're not old and they've never been on the land, how the heck did they save Jews from the land if they didn't exist? They've been there.
The Jews still exist in India, and they are more than 2,000 years old, and they live like Indians, and they have Indian passport, Indian citizenship. They vote in India. They live in multiple parts of India, not just one location. They live in Kerala, they live in West Bengal, Mumbai, and other places as well. And there are less than 5,000 Jews in India.
Wow. You I
Five
want
five
you
to ten
I
thousand
want you
Jews.
to
That's it.
send me a description inbox from what we talked today in my personal inbox. I'm going to paste it today. And I want you to give me some sources that people can read and they can have a better understanding about what a Hindu educates them. It's no lie. It's a real story. If it didn't exist,
Hmm.
simple answer. How the heck did Hindus as in India save Jews from Babylon? Like, simple answer, very simple answer. If they didn't exist, they could not do that.
Hmm. Yeah, sure.
So, any other questions? So, I guess I'm going to end the stream today. Now, I'm going to go have breakfast, but I'm glad I made this stream today because people need to understand the past starting from the pagan ancestry, then later read their way all the way down as
Oh,
to all
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait.
religions.
One second, one second, one second. Guys, like, share, and comment on this channel. Subscribe and click the notification for the updates. Thank you.
We talk about a lot of stuff on this channel. It's never one specific topic, it's mixed topics. So I hope
Sure.
you guys enjoy this stream. And Wendell, you can share it with your Hindu friends too in India so people can know that Hindu history is published. And I'm glad to talk about this today as a Muslim because I don't like political actions against anyone, and I want people to understand the past to understand the present today. So thank you guys. I'm gonna end this stream till next time. And if any other topic needs to reboot, you'll see it in the next episode of the stream because we talk about different things. Take care,
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.